Before I tell you what happened that night, comment and tell me the worst gift a family member ever gave you. Because on my 29th birthday, my parents tried to sell my life to save my brother. My mother didn't say happy birthday. She didn't hug me. She didn't smile. She just slid a $500,000 check across the dining table like it was a ransom. "Sign it over to your brother," she said coldly, "or you're not leaving this house." Before I could even react, my father walked to the door and locked it. Then he showed me his phone, a picture of our front porch taken from a black car sitting outside. "Loan sharks," he said quietly. "Brandon owes them. If they don't get money tonight, they come inside." But panic is expensive, and I couldn't afford it. You see, I'm a forensic auditor. When something doesn't make sense, you don't scream, you investigate. And something about this situation felt wrong. In the middle of the table sat a cheap cupcake with one candle. For a moment, I wasn't 29 anymore. I was 10 years old again, sitting at the same table, wishing my parents loved me the way they loved Brandon. But that wish died years ago. And in that moment, so did the daughter they thought they controlled. The auditor took over. "If I sign this check," I said calmly, "Brandon will be dead by morning." They both froze. "What are you talking about?" my mother snapped. I leaned back. "A $500,000 transfer triggers an investigation. The bank freezes the money for days." My father's face turned pale. "The sharks won't wait that long." "Exactly. So what do we do?" he whispered. "That's when I lied. We hide your assets." I explained that if criminals saw the house under their name, they would take the money and the house. But if we transferred the property to a private company temporarily, the house would be safe. I used complicated financial words: trusts, asset protection, corporate acquisition. They didn't understand any of it, but fear makes people easy to control. "Do it," my mother ordered. So I opened my laptop. While they panicked, I remembered something they didn't know I knew. When I was 18, I almost died in a car crash. The insurance settlement was $185,000. My parents promised to invest it for my future. 2 months later, Brandon drove drunk into a liquor store. Suddenly, my parents had money for the best lawyer in the state. 3 years ago, I tracked the bank transfers. They had spent my settlement to save him, and while they lived in luxury, I was eating instant noodles in a moldy basement apartment estate. So no, this wasn't revenge. This was collection. Back in the dining room, my parents were sweating. I created the company documents, a simple name: Veritas Holdings, Latin for truth. We connected to an online notary. My father hesitated. "This gives the house back to us later, right?" I looked him directly in the eye. "The contract follows the money." Technically true, just not the way he thought. My parents signed the digital deed. The notary stamped it. Transfer complete. They both sighed in relief. "The house is safe," my father said. "Yes, it is." My mother reached out. "Now give me the check." Instead, I walked to the shredder and fed the $500,000 check straight into the blades. The room went silent. My father rushed toward me. I lifted my phone. "I'm live streaming," I said calmly. He stopped instantly. "You lied," my mother whispered. "No," I said. "You just didn't listen. The company that owned the house was mine. The house had finally repaid the money they stole from me, plus interest. I told them they could fight the eviction or leave by noon tomorrow. Otherwise, the IRS and police would receive a very interesting audit. 30 days later, my parents were living in a motel. The house was sold, and for the first time in my life, I was free. A week after that, my grandfather visited me. He placed a check on the table, another $500,000. But this time, it was for my own company, and my hand didn't shake when I took it, because sometimes the only way to escape a toxic family is to burn the bridge behind you.